Thank you. Again, I'm really excited to hear more about this developing technology. Certainly, the in-person town halls have caused a lot of security concerns. They require law enforcement presence, security presence, not just for the member, but for the attendees. So to be able to have a conversation with constituents, for me, has been a lot more work, because that means that we have to limit information to maybe 120 people in a smaller setting, or we do a lot more roundtable discussions with 30, 40 people, versus doing a town hall that can bring in, 400 to 600 people. So I look forward to continuing to hear more about that. On the issue of securing data, I think you and I talked a little bit, Mr. Ward, about some of my concerns that I have. We have a lot of casework that is open. Some of it is 10 years old. It takes that long to get some of the cases completed. I want to be able to, when a constituent calls my office, for anyone in the office to be able to respond to that constituent, so that constituent doesn't have to wait for the caseworker assigned to their individual case to get a response. We're still researching your information. We're still waiting for the agency to reply to us. We can't check back in for another 3 or 4 days. But how do I ensure that anyone who answers the call in my office, in any one of my offices, and many times they're interns answering the phone, has some data available that they can immediately respond to that caller, but not be able to see specific data such as the Social Security or identifiable information for that constituent?
Okay, well, a couple things. I think, with what we're proposing, one of the benefits of what we're proposing is be able to have governance that's specific to different parts of that data. And we're not certainly proposing taking all this data and putting it in a large language model, for example. But with a data lake, you can have different settings and different governance on different segments of data and sharing similarly, what people can see. Now that will require some integration with the service providers and make sure that there's integration there, but that's very feasible. There's also potential to have more self-service capabilities for citizens, so they can go to a portal and access a status as well. The constituent
Correct. Themselves, okay. Where they would be able to input their personal data, so the bot or the computer, the system knows that it's responding to the correct person.
That's right. They would have to authenticate into the system. But,
okay.
For example, with our flag track product, much different, but we are proposing expanding that so citizens can, self-service checking the status of those orders, and something similar could exist for casework.
Right. So nearly 1 in 3 working Americans have very little digital skills. We learned the hard way about this when the VA made a change at requiring digital IDs instead of ID cards. My office had created a system that we could go to any location and be able to get a constituent a real ID that they can carry in their pocket, that they can show for their benefits and other public benefits, public and private benefits that are available to them. We have to create systems that don't shut them out completely. So outside of going out and training our constituents on how to create a screen name or an email address, how do you propose that we jump through some of these hoops that are also challenges? Ms. Novak, you seem to really be involved in the constituency part of this.
We have rolled out a program that we call our Civic AI training program.
Okay.
It works via WhatsApp in multiple languages. that was designed to teach people what AI is, but how to use it to engage and interact with government. So it is specifically for that purpose, and we designed it actually with families in California, in fact, as part of a program where we co-designed together with those families tools using AI to help understand their child's individualized education program, the document you get from government, the 100-page PDF you get about the services to which you're entitled when your child has is differently abled. So we believe that citizens are smart. They want to learn. They're capable of not just understanding what these tools are, but helping to build them. And so that's why we're rolling out via the mobile phone multilingual support free in how to use AI to interact with government.
What is the program called?
Civic AI.
Civic AI. Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank you, Ranking Member.